You already saw the title of the video, so let's just get right into it.
Making her
Making her
thoughts. Making her
thoughts. Making her
thoughts.
thoughts.
The next movie in our journey of analyzing the Barbie films is Barbie of Swan Lake. It is an adaptation of the famous ballet, but of course with a happy ending. Something that I haven't mentioned for the previous two films is that before the story began, we actually see Barbie and her youngest sister, whom I will be referring to as Chelsea for simplicity, as the writers decided to change her name from Shelley to Kelly, and a version today is called Chelsea. They are doing an activity together, and Chelsea struggles with something, so Barbie tells her a story for encouragement. For Barbie and the Nutcracker, Chelsea couldn't get the moves right in the ballet. For Barbie as Rapunzel, she had painter's block, and now she is at camp and can't sleep since she wishes to go back home. The issue is that she is a part of a competition and her team, of course, depends on her. So, Barbie tries to give her the courage to keep going and tells her the story of Odette, a rather shy and reserved girl who managed to defeat an evil wizard. Odette's story begins at a bakery which her father owns. We get to see a glimpse of her character, showing kindness towards a bird who flew in a bowl and helping it fly again. Then she sees a unicorn outside and she's like, huh, am I seeing this correct? Anyway, her surprise is quickly taken over by worry since there are some men who are trying to capture the unicorn to sell it later. The unicorn manages to escape and runs off in the woods as Odette follows and ends up in a magical land hidden away from the human world. The unicorn, who can talk by the way, gets stuck in the rope around its neck, so Odette tries to find something to cut the rope with. She picks up a gemstone and frees the unicorn, whose name we find out is Lila. Then a few other magical beings appear, along with the fairy queen, who informs Odette that a prophecy foretold of a person who would one day be able to take the stone and free them of the evil wizard Rothbart. Odette is very much not up for this, since she doesn't see herself capable of facing such a man and decides to go home. Rothbard finds out about the girl who took the stone and wants to make sure she won't be a threat, so he turns her into a swan. Later, he decides to try and kill her, but the fairy queen gifted Odette a crown with the stone which protected her from his magic. The fairy queen can only partially undo Rothbard's curse, so Odette remains a human until sunrise. Now, because of her condition, she can't go back home and decides to stay and help the others defeat Rothbard. The wizard goes for another attempt at getting rid of Odette by luring Prince Daniel into their woods to shoot an arrow at her, but the prince sees her beauty and can't bring himself to do it. Daniel discovers that the swan was in fact a girl. It's love interest time! The two fall in love and even have a cute little date prepared by the other elves and fairies. And can I just say, in animation form at least, this dress has always been my favorite. I loved it so much. As far as dolls go, I prefer the final one better. Daniel is determined to help Odette defeat Rothbard, but she is concerned with his safety. The only reason she is safe is because of the magical crown, but he is essentially defenseless if he were to face Rothbard. He invites Odette to his ball that his mother was throwing, mostly to get him a wife. Being an adventurer, he wasn't really thinking about settling down and starting a family, but now he has found someone with whom he can share his life. While preparing for the ball, we find out that true love can break Rothbard's curse for the one who has the crystal, when two lovers act as one. Rothbard also finds out of this and thinks of the following plan. He will transform his daughter, Odile, into Odette so that Daniel would confess his love to her instead. Declaring love to someone else means that the gem loses its powers. So when Danielle asks Odile to marry him, the gem becomes powerless. Now, Odette also faints in this scene, and I feel like it's more heartbreak related rather than gem related. It isn't entirely explained, but this is how I would view it. Anyhow, Rothbard takes advantage of this and steals the gem from Odette. When Daniel discovers he's been tricked, he immediately fights Rothbard and goes to save Odette. Both of them are struck by his magic, and I think they faint, but maybe they died. I am unsure of this. But now, as you can see, they are 2-for-1. So their love destroys Rothbard's curse because he wore the stone, which turns out didn't lose all its powers. My guess here is that either the information was wrong or it's because Daniel confesses love to whom he believed was Odette. So while he said it to another person, it was always directed at Odette. As opposed to Barbie as Rapunzel, which ended with the marriage of Rapunzel and Stefan, here Odette and Daniel aren't yet married, although Odette's father discusses marriage plans. And everyone lives happily ever after. Now, with the story out of the way, we can begin to analyze the characters. Odette. She goes from a shy girl living in the village with her father and sister to the one who helped free the woods of an evil wizard that was believed to be unstoppable up until that point. She was braver than she thought, and it's proof that the challenges life throws at you are meant to help you discover the strength that was already inside you. This makes Odette one of the Barbie characters who evolves as the story goes on. And I think it is done better than Barbie in the Nutcracker, where to me Clara's arc became more evident towards the end, whereas Odette had a clear and stable development throughout the film. Daniel, he is a prince and an adventurer. His mother wants to have grandchildren, so she's like, find a wife, give me grandkids, and then do whatever you want. He wasn't too pleased with the deal, but what do you know? One day an evil wizard will try to make you kill a swan only for you to realize it's a woman with whom you will fall in love. As with the previous films and those to come, he isn't just a love interest. He helps Odette defeat Rothbard. He is there for her. Rothbard. I didn't include this in my summary, but I'll add it here. He is the cousin of the Fairy Queen, and the previous ruler, their uncle, decided on his cousin to take over the Enchanted Forest and not Rothbard. This made him bitter and angry, and he fled. In the meantime, he learned dark magic, mastered it, and returned more powerful than ever, and brought along his daughter, Odile. She is Rothbard's daughter. She is a vain and selfish woman, but it is noticeable that Rothbard really cares for her. Sure, he gets annoyed sometimes by her rambling, but some of the things he does are for her. Villains can love their kids too, you know? As with Barbie and the Nutcracker, real ballet dancers were hired to replicate their moves during the ballet sequences, something which I truly appreciate. And I absolutely love the visuals of this film. There's just something about it. I don't know, it is so calming and simply magical. Look at these shots. This is it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Next week, we are discussing Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper. And until then, I bid you adieu. Bye! Before I end this video, I wanted to make a quick mention. Right before I started recording, I saw news that Catherine O'Hara has unfortunately passed away. She was the voice of Rowena. While we haven't gotten to Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses yet, she was still part of the Barbie franchise, and I feel that I should mention this. So, rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. You brought to life so many characters, not just ones in Barbie, and your legacy will live on through your art.